All right, this is a customer interview with Mike Vodika at Damschroder Roofing, and we're going to take a few minutes to hear the story of his life and the situation that they were in from sales at Damschroder, and how the Sales Accelerator program and my teaching and coaching has helped them. And so we'll just take a few minutes to dig into their situation. So, Mike, thanks for taking a few minutes to hang out here and share your story.
Sure, my pleasure, Ryan. So just a little background. Damschroder's been in business for, this is our 40th year this year. And we're going through a transition. The current owner is stepping out, and along with him, a lot of our sales force is exiting that's been here for 20, 30 years. So we have currently one salesman who's our high volume, high energy salesman, but losing 3 sales representatives is starting to put us into a uncomfortable situation. So when we brought up a maintenance manager into sales, it happened to be about the same time that we bumped into you, Ryan, at the Duralast convention. At that time, we had an opportunity to talk, to do some online, maybe questions back and forth with you, and then we signed up for Sales Transformation Group. So one of our biggest challenges was taking a field employee, because we're really trying to promote from within our company, taking a field employee who is doesn't have a massive sales background and moving those employees into a sales position. And this is where our modules, our worksheets, our trainings with Sales Transformation Group has been so valuable to us.
Cool. Thanks for sharing that. So what you're saying is you're taking over in a strong leadership capacity there. And like a lot of companies, maybe it's the son or the daughter takes over, or whoever it is, it's somebody taking over, but then it's like a new regime, right? It's like it's not always the case where the old regime follows the new leader with as much enthusiasm, because it's almost like a new team needs to be formed. And so, and that was something that you've never done before. You never built your own sales force from scratch. You never had done this before. So you're thinking, what do I do? And so when we met, the problem that was being solved was, we have a guide, we have a structure, we have best practices, we have a sales process that would, support somebody who's never even sold before to get them up to speed. Is that about right?
That's correct. That's correct. I've always been in upper level management here at Damschroder. I've been here 20 years and never in sales management capacity. So that's where the interest in the program and the coaching, and frankly, I'll be honest with you, the role playing, the first few times you do it, it's a weird experience. But after you do it a few times, Smitty and I will now, on our way to sales presentation, role play back and forth with our communique and what we're going to talk about, what we're going to hit on, some of these transactional properties that you've discussed in your trainings there. So it is a new regime. It is a whole new culture, and we're going to have to make it work.
Gotcha. So you've taken a field employee who knows roofing, and now we're teaching them how to sell, how to approach clients. Can you talk about some of the biggest changes that you guys are really thankful for from the program that have taught as a sales manager or a sale? Like what are you thankful for in terms of the program that you're like, man, this is what's making the biggest impact? And then, with you and Smitty, for example, the field worker, now sales professional. And then I have a couple more questions after that, but let's just talk about that first, the biggest changes that you're stoked about.
Okay, and this will ring true with anybody starting out in a sales capacity. The stress is on getting the quote. getting the quote, getting the quote, getting the quote. Hey, I need your price. I need your price. I need your price. When you start out, I think it's module 3, we talk about mindset. What is our transitional mindset with our customer? Are we a commodity? Something that we're going to just be looked at like a Walmart purchase?
Mm-hmm.
Are we a transactional vendor where there's a little bit of trust, they're going to call us back, or are we this trusted partner?
Mm-hmm.
We utilize valued partner, trusted advisor on a regular basis with our customers. Listen, we desire to be that trusted partner with you. So what it does is it takes that pressure and that stress away from here's the number, and you're competing with 30 or 40 different departments or different quotes, or 3 or 4 quotes, however it may be, and you're setting yourself off as that threat, as that number one highest achievable opportunity to work with. And we make these decisions every day. We open up our cupboard and we always choose the coffee that we like the best, because even if it's more expensive. We scale that up to the roofing. What your program has helped us do is slow down, qualify that customer, and then also be willing to walk away and say, hey, this is not the right fit for Damschroder Roofing. We appreciate the opportunity, but that valued partner, trusted advisor mindset that you start off with in your trainings takes this stress of, hey, I got to get a number to this guy. I got to get a number to this guy. I got to get a number to this guy. And it moves it into, hey, I got to qualify that this guy's a right fit and that he's willing to spend a little bit more or spend a little bit more time with us in order to fit the best for our organization.
Awesome. That's great. And so I want to talk a little bit about some specific ROI or specific, measurables that's come from that. I think that's important, but I want to ask, is there anything else that you found to be a huge difference maker since the training on top of that mindset? Is there any additional components that you guys you're like, yep, that's definitely made a difference?
So Ryan, one of the beauties of the modules is you can earmark the ones that you really took the most away from, and we will regularly go back to something that we learned before, and we just want to refresh on it. And here is the biggest takeaway. Of the jobs that we have been able to sit in as a trusted advisor and go over our scope, go over the reasons that you should be utilizing our company, bring the pain of what it's really costing them in leaks, in damages, in repairs, and maximize this sales cycle, we've had a great success rate with people not just shopping numbers out and saying you're the lowest price, saying you're the best and I want to utilize your company. So what we've learned from that is you don't quote and hope. You qualify, you become that trusted partner, and they call you back. And we've had customers use that phrase back to us. That's why I know it works. Hey, Mike. Hey, Smitty. We want to be trusted partners with Damschroder Roofing. And yes, like you say in your modules, are you willing to spend a little bit more right off the bat to do this once and to do it the right way?
Awesome. Cool. So, those are at first really intimidating questions to ask somebody, right? You're like, wow, am I actually saying this?
Absolutely. You feel a little bit arrogant and cocky, but the role playing is what really helps you to, you speak in your modules about maintaining the status of being the alpha dog in control, but also backing off when you have to say, can I ask you a question? Because there are some customers that are not a fit for us. And when you start to lose that transactional trusted partner relationship, you really got to consider, if this guy's being this difficult right now, what is he going to be like when we're doing a project for him?
Sure. Awesome. Okay, cool. Great. And I think that's pretty powerful right there. Just that culture, in general. And Yeah, and now you feel like a coach, where before you'd never done it before. So now you feel like
Yeah,
you can be a coach, and have the equipping tools and the culture to bring on somebody else when the time comes, and hopefully get them up to the place where they're producing. Because you got
correct.
now, Smitty's your first project. Let's have a success story with Smitty, and then we're
Yep.
gonna just kind of build from there. Great. So appreciate that. Let's talk a little bit about how long you've been with the program, because I should have asked that initially, but how long? And then, you guys invested on the Sales Accelerator. So, there are a couple levels that have like, larger level investments for like more hands-on training and stuff. But you guys, this is a perfect fit for you. This is a perfect level for you guys. I think you probably guys spent about $9,000. What is going to be like, what would you say is the ROI, and then how long has it been to see that ROI?
So our situation is unique. We are going through a succession plan where I'm purchasing the company and the current owner is stepping out. So our venture into sales transformation group has been slow. It has been modules, but as the sales coach, I've also had to step out with some other responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
The salesman that we brought in, it's about a 1-year process for us to where that person is up and running, but the mindset transformation is the most interesting part. We're roofers. Smitty, my new salesman's a roofer at heart, so he had that basic level of what we do.
Mm-hmm.
But coming in without a sales background, he was not confident in presentations, in some of the book work, some of the computer work, and that took a little while. So I would say, to take somebody absolutely green, it's going to be a full year going through the modules, going back through the modules. It's a lot of information to absorb and to reflect on. But after a year, you'll start watching that guy, because I've seen it myself. You'll start watching that guy qualifying himself as this threat, as this best opportunity, as this number one. I think you call it speed on base. Everybody's watching him, and he's setting the tempo. So it's about a year to get your
Or
ROI.
agreeing like a roofer to come on board and, to pay itself back on the investment, and then plus the time with the salary and
Yep.
and the salesperson where they're producing.
Yep. Well, and Ryan, another thing that's a big help is your Excel spreadsheets on how you set up and you can tailor salary and payment packages.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's trackable. It's a metric that you can look at and you can give for goal attaining. But let's face it, starting out, you're not going to set any records right off the bat, learning, getting your feet wet, establishing these relationships.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So about that 1-year mark is usually where.
That's good. That's good information. Some people have existing sales forces that just need a change, and so they'll see an ROI pretty quick, or they'll have some people with sales experience or less to unlearn, and everyone's got different situations. Some people don't have coachable people, right? So
Yep.
you got a good first success story that's underway, and and then you have a process, and you've been selling deals as well, right? Yep. You've been handling deals and closing deals yourself as you've begun, getting your changes made and your approach and mindset in your sales process, right?
Absolutely. Yep. It's been a partnership effort. That's for sure.
Awesome. Cool. Well, really cool. I mean, I know a lot of folks who might watch this, maybe even be Durlast guys like you guys are. And you've been, referred a couple of folks over our way, which is awesome. So, yeah, I mean, any other words you may want to share to a contractor or anybody who's watching this about, about the program that they should hear specifically, like, just before we wrap this up?
I'd have to say that, usually people in management positions need to know the whole scope. You want to hear the whole story. You want to know the whole scope. You want to have the whole idea what's going on. Your modules make that easy by title, then breaking down into individual modules. This system has helped to transform our sales department from the mindset of it's set up, it already exists. I don't have to create something from scratch. It's proven to work. All I need to do is tailor it to fit my company. So you're taking this pie of this massive endeavor and you're just cutting it down to something that needs to be tailored to fit your company. Because some of the things that you say and you preach on and you teach on fit perfectly for us. And then sometimes, we change and we adjust. So it's a open package, tailored to fit, but it's ready to go right out of the box.
Cool. That's great. Great. Well, Mike, I know we're still early in your journey. This is a long journey ahead, building a high-performing sales team. And, it's not even been a year, and you guys are, you have some momentum. We're moving somewhere. You're committed, even with some distractions early on. You stayed the course and, just keep going. You have a 40-year-old brand, and, you guys are great people. And I'm glad you guys could, stand up your sales effort with my help and, continue to move forward into your journey. So it's an honor to have you guys on board and growing and adopting this stuff and seeing the value and seeing the growth. And so thanks again for taking a few minutes, and I'll see you at the next event.
Sounds good, man. Thanks, Ryan. Talk to you later.
Got it. Thank you.